The best dessert recipe I've made, hands down. I beg you to find a protein bar this size with this much flavor and this much protein. It's not gonna happen. I have been waiting so long to show you this one. What is going on, guys? Joey Suggs here. Welcome to today's video. Welcome back to my kitchen and welcome to another anabolic, high protein, low calorie recipe that tastes better than the real thing and has better macros too. Today, we're gonna be making something that I've alluded to a couple times on YouTube and on my Instagram. I've been practicing, perfecting, really analyzing this recipe for quite some time now, and I'm ready to share it with you. There's been a craze going around the fitness industry, the bodybuilding industry, really like the everywhere industry, that Rice Krispies are one, just delicious and tasty, and two, give you some sick, disgusting, nasty anabolic pumps when you go to the gym. So I figured let's make them healthy. Let's make them a little higher protein and let's make them just as tasty. So that's our plan for today. We're gonna make Rice Krispies and then I also have some nice toppings to put on them. You're gonna wanna watch all the way through. And do me a favor and go press that thumbs up button down below for me. It does help the channel grow, which then gets my channel out to more people, which then helps me share my awesome recipes with more people, and that's the end goal. So please do that. If you are new to the channel, become a subscriber. You'll see all my new videos whenever they come out when your bell is on. And let me show you exactly what you're gonna need to make this variety of Rice Krispies that we're making tonight. For just the Rice Krispies, you're gonna need something that's kind of hard to come by. These are the Max marshmallows. The entire bag is 90 calories, which is insane. I will say they're pretty steep when it comes to the price. I think these are like $5 a pack. So you can use normal marshmallows for this, the same amount. Just know that these are expensive if you do find these. I found these at Walmart, by the way. Then another Walmart find, we're using the incredible Protein Frosted Flakes cereal. For the actual protein powder, we're gonna be using none other than Harder Than Last Time's Luckier Marshmallows Cereal Protein. Now for the toppings, we're gonna do two different things like I said. For one of them, we're gonna use the Lily's Dark Chocolate Baking Chips mixed with PB Fit. The next one, we're gonna use fat-free, sugar-free cheesecake Jell-O with some Dannon Oikos 000. So those are all the ingredients we're gonna be using. Like I said before, I'm using the Harder Than Last Time marshmallow cereal. Cannot think of a better protein for this. And if you guys wanna check out anything from Harder Than Last Time, any of their supplements, I have a link down below that will help me out if you purchase through that link. Let me show you exactly what you need to do and how to prepare these Rice Krispie treats. All right, first things first, we're gonna wanna measure everything in bowls because of how quickly the marshmallows tend to heat up. So for our cereal, we're gonna do 75 grams of cereal. By the way, I have not tasted a better, like all of their flavors of cereal are so good. Like, crunchy, really good flavor. I can't believe there's this much protein in this cereal. 75 grams of cereal in a bowl. Then in a smaller container, you wanna put about 40 grams of your protein powder. And you're also gonna wanna get a baking dish and spray that with some sort of non-stick. All right, so you can set all of these aside now. In a large bowl, we're gonna do 2 bags of these Max marshmallows. Just to make it a little easier, you can break them up before you put them in. Now, I actually forgot to mention this earlier, but I'm gonna use some, can't believe it's not butter light. You can use almond milk or really whatever, but just some sort of liquid, very little bit. I'm gonna use about a tablespoon, just to help the marshmallows heat through evenly. All right, so our next step is to pop it in the microwave for about 30-second intervals. Stir each time until you get a good consistency all the way through. 3 cycles done, and this is how it looks. Now this part we wanna do quickly. We're gonna add our protein. The reason why I wanna do this quickly is because we don't want the marshmallows to harden. All right, and now we're gonna start mixing in our cereal. You know what? I think I'm gonna be able to do more cereal than what I had initially thought. All right, that's double, that's 150. Oh, like look at how good that looks already. Absolutely insane. All right, next step, obviously we're gonna transfer it into the lined dish. All right, I'm gonna allow myself to have this bite real quick. Mark my words, this is the best recipe I've made to date, hands down. All right, this is what you're left with. Next step is to put it in the fridge and let it cool. All right, so I'm gonna let this cool in the fridge for about maybe 15, 20 minutes. While I do that, I'm gonna make 2 toppings I'm gonna put on these tonight. Let this be known, these are gonna be incredible just as they are, but if you wanna go one step further, if you want to make them just a little more tasty, you can make these 2 toppings to put over top of them. The first one we're gonna do is no newbie to this channel. We're gonna be making my amazing anabolic icing. Just to keep it honest, keep it real with you, I typically never weigh this stuff out whenever I'm doing it. I just scoop and stir and everything until the consistency is right. But for the video, we'll weigh it out. All right, first step first, we're gonna start with some Greek yogurt. Do about 200 grams of that. Now for our dry ingredients, protein powder is optional. I'm gonna do about 20 grams of that. The sugar-free, fat-free Jell-O is really the star though. The cheesecake is incredible and adds a really good thickness and consistency. You're gonna want about 5 to 7 grams of that. Now stir that thoroughly. Oh, this is getting thick. And in a minute or so, it becomes almost like a cream cheese icing consistency. Tastes like cream cheese icing too. And for our next topping, actually not a newbie to the channel either, we're gonna be making a chocolate peanut butter ganache. And like the other recipe, I don't typically weigh this out, but I will for the video, so come on, do me a favor, press thumbs up because I'm being a nice guy over here. Get about 32 grams of your powdered peanut butter and about 50 grams of some sort of liquid. I'm gonna use some unsweet almond milk. And you're just gonna wanna stir that up. And you want it a consistency that's a little more runny than normal peanut butter. Once you have that, I'm gonna add some Lily's dark chocolate chips, about 50 grams of that. And you're gonna stir, put it in the microwave for about 15 to 30-second intervals until it all melts. And about 45 seconds later, a beautiful chocolate ganache consistency. Now we have our 2 toppings here. Rice Krispies decently cooled off. And now we just want to top. I think I'm gonna do half and half.
A few moments later.
All right, now I know this is probably the best looking thing you've seen in a couple weeks besides my face earlier in this video. The next step is to let the ganache cool. We're gonna put it back in the fridge to cool for another 15 minutes. All right, the time is now. This is what we've been waiting for all this long while. I have not seen anything that looks more kind of weird but delicious ever in my entire life. Oh, it comes right out. Wow. Definitely line your pan. That came. We got the whole team here ready to try it. Should I just go in and do a bite right in the middle? All right, ready? I'm straight up at a loss for words. This is the best dessert recipe I've made, hands down. Hands down. Like, unbelievable. The cereal works so well in this recipe right here too because it has a lot of like consistency, like good, crunchy, fluffy consistency. It has a lot of volume to it too. Not to mention the macros are absolutely insane. We'll get to that later in a little bit. But flavor-wise, this worked out perfectly. Like you can see just how thick this is. It's like, I would say almost twice the thickness of a normal Rice Krispie treat. And I mean, you're getting 8 full-size Rice Krispie treats in here.
Like puffs.
Yeah, it's more puffy. I can't get over the size, just the sheer size and how much this made. And when I tell you the calories, I know I keep alluding to it, it's absolutely nuts.
I like the marshmallow part, how nicely it's covered in marshmallow. Mm-hmm. Like I could see this being sold at a store.
Yes, I could easily see this being sold at a store. It like looks like it's also just a very pretty recipe. Like it just looks good. Like that looks so appetizing to me. All right, I've kept you here long enough. Let's go over the macros. The total of everything together without the toppings is 985 calories. So we're gonna divide that by 8 because there's 8 slices, right about 125 calories per slice. The macros though for the entire recipe, 113 grams of carbs, 38 grams of fat, and 91 grams of protein. This right here is 125 calories with 12 grams of protein. This massive, I mean, that's about the size of my face. I mean, if I had a little smaller face, that is really impressive. Well, like thoroughly impressive. Now, things get even crazier when you add the toppings into this, because specifically if you use the anabolic icing, it comes out to 235 calories for half of the container or for 4 of the Rice Krispie treats. And the macros on that are even crazier, 22 grams of carbs, 0 grams of fat, and 35 grams of protein. If say the entire thing was covered with the anabolic icing over here, that is going to add per Rice Krispie treat an extra 60 calories but an additional 9 grams of protein. So the entire thing comes out to, with all anabolic icing, comes out to 180 calories and roughly 21 grams of protein. I beg you to find a protein bar this size with this much flavor and this much protein. It's not gonna happen. Now, when we look at the chocolate ganache, this isn't quite as anabolic, but it's still really, really good when you break everything down. For this right here, for the 4 that I have, it added an extra 325 calories. Break it down, it comes out to about an extra 80 calories per Rice Krispie treat. But with that, you're getting an extra 5 calories of protein, making the overall calories and macros, if it was covered with the chocolate ganache, 210 calories with 17 grams of protein. Still an absolutely insane value. And for the volume, like I said earlier, very, very hard to beat. And I know you're all wondering, if you do exactly as I do, what do the total calories and macros come out to? So if you make this entire batch exactly how I made it tonight, and trust me, this thing is not getting eaten tonight. This is just way too much. The entire batch comes out to 1,535 calories with 145 grams of protein. And per slice, if you do 8 slices just like I did, comes out to right about 192 calories per slice with 18 grams of protein per slice. Now that is an anabolic dessert. Like I said, this is probably my favorite recipe I've made for this channel to date. So for you, it's a definite must try. Definite must try with the Harder Than Last Time's Luckier Charms cereal. Added the perfect consistency and flavor into the mix, and there's a link for it down below. Go make it, let me know what you think about it. For me, right now in this video, don't want to, but I'm gonna have probably 4 more of these and call it a night. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to press the thumbs up button down below, subscribe, and then tell all your friends. If you wanna watch more recipes, I'll leave them linked up here. And with that, I'll be seeing you in the next one. Peace.